Ryan Stets joining us from Nanticoke as we talk about the softball program. And Ryan, we've talked a few times this year. It's great to be alive in the state playoffs. Great to get that first win. And this time of year, you'll take any kind of win you can get. And of course, it comes down to a one-run victory.
Yeah. It seems like we've been in a lot of those lately, but we're comfortable playing that way. It was a great atmosphere down there. We were sort of taken back by the size of the crowd, and we put together a good effort. We walked in. We were really confident, we were focused, we had some energy, and the girls are just having a good time together, and really happy to be their coach, and we're just going to keep going with it.
Take us through the district playoffs this year and the teams you met along the way, and then being able to be that second team to get through. Not every division has that, whether it's softball or baseball, so nice when you have that ability when you get teams that are really close, and again, one-run game again.
Yeah. We were lucky enough. I should say we earned a spot to get a bye. We crawled our way up through the standings. We beat a very good Wyoming area team, very well coached team late in the season, and sort of flipped the standings. And since that win, it sort of propelled us. And then we had to beat a very good Berwick team 3 times for the 3rd time at home. We hit the ball very well, and obviously we pitch and play defense. And then having to go to Valley View and the storied program that E.J. Weston has up there was not easy. But we like taking that ride. We've had some experience playing in the fall league as well, so we know some of their players and some of the teams up there. And then Tunkhannock was just a great game. It went 10 innings. Unfortunately, it didn't go our way, but we learned a lot from that experience, and we want to just keep going. Yeah,
Bob Hedgety has done a nice job with that Tunkhannock softball program, a wrestling coach as well, and obviously there's a lot of mutual respect, but a ton of area softball teams. I think 5 win in the opening round, and softball's pretty darn good here in Northeast PA.
It really is, and I think that makes everybody better. On the field, it's really, really competitive. I'm very happy and grateful to be part of this. I've coached other sports, but in my experience, this is softball's for real around here, and it's a credit to the players on the field and the coaches as well. There's a nice camaraderie around the coaches. We help each other out, but we're looking to win. And the girls on the field are the best, and it's really, really special around here right now.
Let's talk about what's winning games for you. Obviously, solid pitching always does it, solid defense, some timely hitting. So take us through some of those girls that have done the job this year.
Yeah, you really mentioned it. Everyone knows Miranda, and we're going to talk about her and her ability to get people out and pitch in different counts and just move the ball around. She's unpredictable. But Gabby Rakuski and Brinley Sobek have really stepped up their game. Our leadoff hitter, our shortstop, and Brinley Sobek at second base is playing tremendous defense. And then from there, we've gotten timely hitting with Joanne Barron, Megan Murphy, just a matter of fact, yesterday. So everybody different in our lineup can do something. And we got girls that know their roles as far as running, and we got defensive specialists out there, Jen Kurkowski out in the outfield, Olivia Nice, and then Madison Stashik has come through for us a few times here, and even yesterday. Megan Murphy had a 2-out double, and Madison Stashik came in with 2 outs and drove the ball, hit the ball hard, and that ended up being a game-winning run. So everybody's contributing in some way right now.
Getting girls through this program year after year, talk about the seniors and then moving on, and then new girls come in. The program's strong in the sense of, you have different freshmen or sophomores or juniors. There's a little bit in every class that step up and play their role, and then before you know it, they're 3-4 years of experience, and hopefully maybe they're going to go on, whether it's to a D3, D2 school, or maybe just to go to further their education. But getting girls that want to be a part of this Trojanette phenom, that you've had, it's just a lot of success, and there's been a storied history with Nanticoke softball.
Yeah, the girls are living up to that, and we bring them up as freshmen. If they're freshmen, they're going to be put right into it. And we never really talk about being young. Our idea is if you're on the field, and regardless what grade you're in, you're there to compete. And Miranda Bone has been the bridge. She's allowed the younger players to mature, and she's allowed us to form our identity. And we would not be where we're at without her. So it allows us to do those things, and there's a lot of pride in Nanticoke, as you can see with other sports as well, whether it be girls basketball, the boys basketball team, girls basketball, and a list of teams. And in the community, they take it pretty seriously, so it's good to be part of.
Well, one game at a time approach. Every game is going to be a challenge, but the things you have going for you going in every round, it starts at the mound, as you said, with Miranda, but you also have some tough girls. So, and talk about, you're going to need those little plays, a sliding or the throwouts or stealing a base or something.
You're right. In a way, we were so powerful in the years past, sort of vindication, because we felt, even last year we got upset in the districts and we went undefeated, and a lot of people just, even ourselves, we just took it for granted. We went undefeated, won the league. That's an accomplishment in itself. I think this team, like last year, we're a little bit more built for the playoffs. We could do a little bit more things. We're more athletic in a lot of ways. We can control the game offensively, where we'd hit the ball hard and we might hit it at somebody. Well, we're not waiting around. We could bunt, we could steal, we could hit and run, and then we could put the ball back in Miranda's hands and put faith and trust in her. And Katie King, her catcher, is phenomenal. She really stepped up this year. She's a product. Her freshman year, she wasn't on the varsity team. She played freshman, a full schedule on junior high. She waited her turn, and she's really stepped up for us as well.
Ryan, you're doing a great job with the program. I know you have some great young ladies, great families behind you there at Nanticoke, and continued success one game at a time.
Thank you. Thanks, John.
Gabby Rakowski is joining us from Nanticoke here on the John Mendola Show. We're driven by McCarthy Tire Service. We're at Arcaro and Genell in the beautiful Bocce courts, and it's a gorgeous night, and always nice to get a little playoff softball in, and last night was that night, and you got to win. Talk about some of the nerves and what it was like in the state playoffs.
It was kind of a crazy game. We went into extra innings. The game before us went into extra innings, so we started pretty late. It was hard warming up. We warmed up on time, and then we had a little bit of warm-up time still, but we started late. So it was kind of nerve-wracking. I mean, we don't know the team. You're not going to know any of the teams, and the girls, they're pretty good, and as we keep going, the girls are going to be pretty good, and we're only going to know the one team that we're with, and that's Tunkhannock. So I think it's going to be kind of tough, and we just need to kind of work with it.
Well, you're pretty good, and your teammates are pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Take us through that infield this year. Who plays where, and what that defense is like for you?
Jillian Barron plays first, Brindley Sobeck plays second, Gabby Rakowski plays shortstop, and Megan Murphy plays third. And Miranda pitches, Miranda Bone, and Katie King catches. I think we have a really strong infield, and without Miranda, we wouldn't be where we are.
Talk a little bit about Miranda, kind of at times carrying the team on her shoulders, but then other times somebody else steps up, gets a big hit, makes a big defensive play. So take us through, leaning on her when you have to, and then she's leaning back on everybody else when she needs to.
Miranda goes through the games as good as she can. I mean, she has so many strikeouts every time. She's probably one of the best pitchers that we're going to see coming through Nanticoke. I mean, our defense steps up. You'll see Brindley Sobeck making the plays at second like no one else. I mean, anything on that side of the field she's going to have, unless it's through like a hit deep to the outfield. Hitting wise, I think we have a lot of timely hitting. In our top of the lineup, I'm first. I think it's important that we get on, and like as we go through the bottom of the lineup, Jen Krakowski always gets on. She's usually our 9-hitter. Sometimes we switch things up, but she's mostly our 9-hitter. If she gets on, it's usually always a rally, always.
You're going to need one more run than the other team at this point, whether it's 1-0, 4-3, extra innings, something that seems like your team right now is used to. But talk about the little things that are so important at this point, being able to bunt, being able to get to an extra base, sliding when you need to, diving for a ball. Your team kind of has a lot of those components.
I think that we're doing a really good job at being able to get some bunts down and stealing bases. I mean, I've stolen a few bases in the last couple of games, and I think everyone's pretty much catching on us to the good base running we need in these games to get the extra bases we need to score.
Well, Gabby, congratulations on a great run. It's a one game at a time season at this point. We wish you best in the next one.
Thank you so much.
Brindley Sobeck joining us from Nanticoke here on the John Mendola Show as we continue the conversation about the softball team. It's been pretty fun, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Nerve-wracking, to say the least, but let's talk a little bit about overall right now, the playoffs, whether it was the district playoffs or here early in the state playoffs, what the experience has been like.
Oh, it's been amazing. Yes, definitely harder than what we had before, but so far we're doing pretty good. Everybody's contributing a lot, and I just say it's just been amazing being on this team.
How about the bond with this team? Talk about what it's like hanging out with the ladies.
Yeah, this bond, it's amazing. We go out like to eat together. You could see us in the dugouts. We're just like putting on music, dancing. I love it's just amazing.
Softball's pretty important at Nanticoke. One of the top sports. Basketball program's done a nice job. You played a couple of sports, basketball, soccer, but softball it's a different energy in the spring. Talk about Coach Stetz and his style and the coaching staff there at Nanticoke and trying to bring out everybody's best.
Yeah, Stetz, he's definitely he's really good with us, and he's just really, he like gets us pumped up, and he just makes it just a whole lot better. Our first baseman, Genell Barron, she's my best friend on the team, definitely by far. She always tries to get me cheered up and pumped up. We have shortstop Gabby. She's always getting us pumped up too. She's always there. She always backs us up. Our third baseman, our senior, Megan Murphy. She's just a leader. She always just strives to do her best. And our pitcher Miranda Bone, she has done an amazing job in the circle, I have to say. She's also a really good leader. And we have our catcher Katie King. She's backed us up. She's blocked a lot. She's a really good person to have catching. Then we have our right fielder, Jen Kirkowski. She's made a lot of good plays, especially against Tunkhannock. She made a lot of good plays out there. Our center field, Liv Nice. She's made a lot of good plays out there too. For what grade she's in, I'm very proud of her. And then our left fielder, Maddie Stashik. She's contributed, especially with hitting this last game. She hit one up the middle to score our winning run, so I'm very proud of her too.
Well, it's pretty special. You can hear the energy from the girls. I hope you keep it going, and congratulations on a great run.
Thank you.
Continuing the conversation, Megan Murphy, a senior with Nanticoke here on the John Mendola Show. And let's first talk about the next step for you. Let's get that over with. Misericordia University is where you're going to be in the fall.
Yes, I'm actually very excited to continue in the area. I would like to stay close to home. I'm studying occupational therapy, and I'm going to continue playing softball there as well.
That's awesome. And
yeah.
Of course, close to home, but Misericordia has such a great reputation right now, whether it's academics or athletics. So that's good for you to be at that next step. But right now, you're on the cusp of every game matters, and you win your first game in the state playoffs. What was that experience like to win it the way you did? And at this stage of the game, they're all probably going to be similar if you're able to win another one.
Yeah, it was really exciting because you really want that first game. We want that confidence going into the rest of the games. But we're kind of focusing on one game at a time. We don't really do scouting reports, stuff like that. We're focusing on one pitch at a time, one at bat at a time. That's what we're focusing on right now. It was really exciting to win the first one. It felt like I was back my freshman year because it's just great to be back because I don't know, everyone thought we wouldn't make it this far again. That was our only chance, so it's good to be back.
Take us through the game as you recall. The lead, their lead, the win. Take us through that kind of little synopsis as to what happened in the game and the dramatics and how you're able to pull it out.
So our mentality was we need to jump on them early. We need to get a run. We need to start hitting them early, of course. I hit a home run in the bottom of the second, so it was 1-0. So our defense was okay, we're ready to go. And then a runner got on, and then she hit a home run, so it was in 2-1. And we're oh gosh, we really need to step up our game. And then we got a run back, and then it was tied 3-3, and it was intense because then we went into extra innings. And our district game, we went into extra innings, so that was intense as well. And then I got on second with the leadoff double. And I was saying when I was up on second, I'm going to score no matter what. That's what I needed for my team. And Maddie Stashik hit me in. Shout out to Maddie. And that was just awesome.
Well, it feels pretty darn good. The bond that you have with the ladies, we asked the other girls, and it's special. You have to soak all this time up. As you say, you go back to that freshman year.
Yeah.
How time goes by fast. You're going to have a lot of good memories kind of notched away in that brain of yours of the Nanticoke softball team. Yeah,
over the last 4 years, I made so many friends, so many memories with these girls, not just on the field, but we're kind of a big family. We always go out to eat together. We're always hanging out. I always see them in school. It's just an awesome feeling to have kind of a second family, as you call it. Over the 4 years, I made family my freshman year, my sophomore year. And it's hard though because those girls would graduate, so we have to start the next season without them. So it's going to be hard not having them around next year.
Well, congratulations, Murph, and I wish you the best at Misericordia.
Thank you.
Miranda Bone with us here on the John Mendola Show as we talk about the Nanticoke softball team. It's your senior year.
Yeah.
You've been around since your freshman year. Broken hand the sophomore year.
Yeah.
But talk about been a lot of ups for you in the program at Nanticoke. Talk about what it's meant for you to be through that program.
Well, freshman year was a really good year because we won districts and then we went on to states kind of like this. So it's good to have that freshman year and then come back senior year and kind of do the same thing. Sophomore year was difficult because of my hand, but I was able to bounce back and, you know, improve there. And then junior year was good. And we had to make some adjustments this year with the team with the seniors that we lost, but we're definitely doing good this year. So it's been a good 4 years.
Let's talk about how you approach the mound. Talk a little bit about, you know, when you're out there, the confidence that you have and how you're feeling with that defense that you have behind you.
I definitely go into every game with confidence. I mean, I try to look at what batters I'm going against, what pitches I have to throw, what I have to work on each game. But the defense behind me has been really good all year. I have a lot of confidence in everyone on the team, and definitely Katie King, the catcher for us, my catcher, I give her all the credit in the world because without her, I don't think my pitching would be as good as it is.
Talk a little bit about that relationship as you develop that, and Coach was talking a little bit about her earlier. Talk what it was like to kind of find her, and then, you know, having that chemistry. That's so important with a pitcher and a catcher.
Yeah, me and Katie have a lot of chemistry. I mean, this year, last summer, we played all together, and we just grow together as a pair and a duo, and it's just been really good so far.
As far as your arsenal on the mound, talk about, you know, some of the pitches. Do you try to overpower players? Do you change some things up? Do you have some movement on the ball? I mean, all the little things you need. And, you know, you've been in a lot of games where it's 1-0, 2-1 here in the playoffs, whether it's districts or in the first round of state. So expect more of that, right?
Yeah, I definitely try to approach each batter different. I try to work ahead each time. But each batter is different. I don't really try to overpower anyone. Just throw my different pitches, get movement on the ball, and work in and out, up and down, hit all 4 spots.
Take us through that lineup, and big bat for you. And of course, you know, there's some other bats in the lineup as well, but for you, you definitely have some power.
Yeah. Well, we have Gabby at leadoff, and she has a lot of power even there, and then I usually come up behind her and try to just do my best. I focus on just getting singles, and whatever happens, happens, and then Brinley's behind me, a lot of confidence in her. She always gets the bat on the ball. Jelan, big stick, always have confidence in her. And then we have Megan. She's always coming through when she has to, always in the positions that we need her to. Then Katie is definitely a solid hitter.
Talk about your relationship with him, and obviously he could be a goof, but he knows when to be serious as well. And he's getting the most out of everybody, and it's nice to see.
He definitely keeps us up in the dugout during games, even at practices. He's always having fun and making jokes. But our relationship is really good. I could always go to him for whatever I need and could count on him for everything.
Let's talk about the next step for you. Where are you going to head, and what are you going to do?
I'm going to Misericordia University to study medical imaging, and I'm also going to be playing softball there.
It'd be fun to be there with your teammate Murph.
Yeah, I'm excited.
That's awesome. Well, hey, keep up the great work, and we'll try to get them laughing at themselves in a couple minutes here. Okay?
All right, thank you.